laid it right. Judson boys were important, but they didn't have money for to pay their wage.
That's a Dillard's song.
That's a what?
Dillard's did that.
Yeah.
Johnson boys had no money. Johnson boys had no way. Yeah, I have that CD.
Did you hear that Brian Frank said that he talked to Stevie Martin at the Houston Fest after y'all split company?
Yeah.
Do you think he really did?
I've seen him twice down there. Yeah, yes it is.
Oh, you seen him?
Steve Martin was in there?
Yeah.
Was he down around that tent where y'all were playing, or was he?
When I seen him the first time, he was coming from up there, like the front of the main stage. And I looked at him, and I said, no, that ain't him. I looked at him again, and I said, yeah, it's gotta be. Now, I didn't think no more about it. And then, an hour later, probably, I was coming back from the gate out there where we come in for some reason or other, and he was coming down through from where all the concessions were down through there again. But he didn't seem like he was coming from the main stage. It seemed like he was coming out in there somewhere. But I looked at him, and yeah, it had to be. I mean, so I didn't walk up to him and say, "Hey, Steve Martin, I know you," or nothing like that. I passed it right on, you know. And he talked, he and Brian talked to me.
Yeah, he said they talked about banjos, and that Steve said he didn't bring his banjo with him. But
No, no.
I imagine he enjoyed himself. He didn't have no problem with anybody bothering him, I bet.
No, not around here.
Yeah.
Half the people around wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
He's looking old, I know that.
Is he?
Yeah. And it still could have been somebody else, I see. You know, they got lookalikes on everybody nearly.
How we heard about it, we was at the Rex playing Saturday night, and me and Ann and Stu were out front talking after we got over, and that's when he told us, you know.
Brian.
Yeah. So I said to Ann, well, you need to, because that one guy, he was walking around taking pictures at every stage for every group, you know. I said, you should look at his pictures and see if you can find him in any of them, you know. But I guess he follows the highway some, and plays with them some, so that must be,
Yeah.
he must have came to see them.
I guess. Who
Did you say
See,
Ryan's mother made
Pop Stone.
pop stuff? They settled on that?
They settle on that.
Okay. Is
I
that what
wouldn't
you
stand
started?
for Mother Maybell.
What, did they start out with pops?
You mentioned Mother Maybell, and I said no.
I thought I heard that. Believe it or not, I was thinking about that this week going,
Somebody else said Joby Snow, and then they settled on Pop Stone.
Wow. So they want you to play Pop Stone and something?
Over Ivanhoe, they have names for everybody.
Oh, that's what he was telling me. So they settled on Pop Stone for you, huh?
I thought that Mother Maybell had been in that
Oh, yeah.
conversation.
That was the first one. I
That's
handed to
funny.
the car.
Oh, Lordy. I find that's a pretty easy way to remember people. I do the same, we do the same thing, you know, try to associate something with the person, and it seems easier to remember that than their real name.
Well, they have names for everybody.
That's what Scott said. I forgot, he told me what yours was, and I done
Well, it
forgot.
depends on the week.
Oh.
I'm Mario or Julio. He can't figure out which one I am.
Oh, Lordy. That's funny. It's almost worth going just to see what your name's gonna be.
Well, Drew and Sue, the Texas 2,
Ah.
and they're halfway through the thing, we changed it to the Tennessee 2.
Oh.
You forgot Texas.
I think he does well to make it the whole way around.
Oh, yeah.
Every week, because not everybody makes it every week.
Yeah.
No, I thought he did really well.
What did y'all talking about?
Ivanhoe down every Friday night over Ivanhoe in the old post office. Fred told me about it. It's kind of fun.
They still use them old electric guitars and stuff over there? Huh?
They still sit around in a circle and take turns, get played, 2 or 3 songs a night.
Everybody gets to play.
Whether you want to or not.
You're only allowed to pass once.
That's weird.
Some of them sing.
Last time I went up there, this old boy, he's getting out some cards and stuff like that. He had a big old amplifier about so big and up there. I just got this left.
Well, the good news is everybody gets to play. The bad news is everybody gets to play.
So what do they make the bass player do? Gotta play a bass solo?
Actually, yeah, they do something. But some people get up and they bring the church choir. They say, hey, let's go to the piano. And 6 people walk up to the piano and they pound one out.
Ah.
Usually they got electric bass player.
Ah.
I can sing that.
Huh?
There's a lady play the big bass.
That boy that plays that thing can solid play it, you know? That big old hollow body bass he got. What's his name? I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh, this is a girl, a woman.
The woman plays upright bass.
I made the mistake of sitting in front of her one week. Yeah, she was slapping that thing. Nobody brought it in.
No, not yet.
What time is it now?
5 till. I'll be darned.
They must have heard that I was going to be here. That's our stew will be here in a minute.
Redhead Express.
They were last week or this week?
I think they got into town the Monday prior to Houston Fest, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
And they kind of did some, they held with clean up over by Lake Springs maybe, or they did something, and then they went to several jams in several different places.
How's that?
That Redhead Express. And then they stayed in town after, because they played at Mary Merry-Go-Round on Saturday, the next Saturday after Houston Fest. So they went several places, I think.
I was at Freeze one night when they got into town. And they came in and they could stop the jam.
They were there Thursday night.
Did they take over the
They
jam?
destroyed it.
Yeah, that's what they
Most
did.
people got up and left.
Where was the jam Thursday?
And
Freeze.
Freeze,
Yeah, but I think it was last year I was over there and they were in.
Well, they made a mess of it last year too, but
And
even
within-
worse this year.
Within 5 minutes, they had taken over.
I'll never go there until then.
Redhead Express.
Well, that's why I didn't go. I just said, no,
They're
I'm
from
not.
Alaska, but they just, I think they're based out of Nashville, but I don't know if they have a house or if they just have them at home. But that's what, they went up to the music center on the day after Houston Fest on Sunday, because Stu was telling me about it last Saturday night, and Dewey was out there. Dewey wanted to just leave immediately. Stu talked him into staying a little longer, but Stu was trying to kick off a tune in D, and the boys was messing around right by him playing in G, and
You had two kids beating on basses and Karen just took her parking lot. And you couldn't hear her.
They're entirely too used to being on stage.
they need some etiquette.
And they do. That's a shame, because, you know, when they came over to Freeze, I wound up sitting in the corner with a young woman. She's either an old teenager or in her early 20s. And she had never played along that. She wanted to know why I wanted to know what you do. And we sat in the back and about 15 or 20 minutes and had a pretty good time, but by then, in the jam was
That was a shame.
oh, Dewey.
Hey,
Well, you're here now.
I thought you guys had already left.
We're waiting on.
We're gonna leave Saturday.
I'll wait.
All right.
We're gonna be surrounded by auto parts. What do you think? Huh?
No?
Can you handle it?
No.
No?
Sure. I had a lot.
Being surrounded by auto parts.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave.
All right. Next, we'll slide over here. Hear the tunes. That G tune, C.
that one, you know what?
And I don't dislike it.
It's double, well, I see, I don't know. Okay. We'll turn this one to a C and this one to a C, and I'm the same one, so I guess.
Yeah, you still double, you know, that G tune. Yeah. I don't dislike it. It's just, most of the songs around here, someone's worked out fingering for it in that. That's fine.
It's like, see, I don't, 36 moves are straight D. And then I'm trying to go